Hello and welcome along to Northern Farms. The carrots in field 8 are ready to harvest, and this year we're going to try the single box harvester. Will this work better for the farm? Let's get farming. I want to start off today with a bit of an apology for the last episode. I forgot to record the game sound, and as a result you might have noticed a little bit of quietness from the farm. Hopefully today we should be all right. We've got the sound back. We're in the Massey. The Massey does need a refill of fuel along with a refill of DEF. So while we're down the shop, we're going to pick up some DEF as well, get the tractor refueled, and then we've got fuel back up at the farm. So we'll sort that out. I'm really hopeful, actually, for the carrot harvester. We talked a lot about this single box harvester last year and getting to use that on the farm, and it should work a lot better. Now my understanding is it won't work quite as well with a hired worker. We would have to unload it and buy a box on too regular a basis for that to be effective, but we should be able to use it just ourselves. And one of the things we're going to do today is check on how to use GPS with it, because we're really going to need GPS with those rows. So this is the harvester I'm talking about. It's a single row vegetable harvester, and it will go over to boxes on this side here. Let's get this leased. Now we could borrow the money to buy this, but I'm going to avoid doing that today. We're still leasing equipment, and in fact it's only £2,000 for us to lease it. It shouldn't cost us really much more per day either, so yes to that. And then, as I mentioned, the other thing we want is 25 litres of DEF for our tractor as well for 58, and that should do us for our purchases for now. That leaves us with 7,108. So we'll move the DEF out the way. Can I grab that? Yep. We'll move that out of the way for now. We'll fill the tractor up with that in a moment. First, I want to get our harvester hooked up. And this tractor has more than enough power to do this harvester. I didn't even look at the power requirements of this, but I think it's fairly low. I think it's probably about 150 horsepower. Oh, in fact, it's not even that high. It's only 80 horsepower. So we'll be able to hook up to this and run it with no issue whatsoever. Let's grab the DEF now. And I don't know if we'll be able to refuel from here. No. So we do have the manual refuel mod on here, but it only works, I think, with the actual tanks and things. I did update it. It has had an update, but yeah, we've got to refuel the DEF from inside the tractor, unfortunately. While that's refueling, I want to have a quick look at today's weather forecast, and looks like we're going to have a fairly clear day of it today. That's really good. We do have some rain on the way for the second day of November, and then we've got snow as we begin in December. So I don't know whether we want to get the mulching and cultivating done in November, or the second day of November and then skip forwards well into the new year, or whether we want to risk it and see what December holds. Although with those negative numbers, that might not be a good way to go. And there we go. That is all of the DEF in. Let's lift up our harvester, and we will head back down to the farm. Make sure we don't clip it on the gatepost. Yeah, and we can get started on this year's carrot harvest, which is going to be so much bigger than last year's. Before we continue on the farm, this video is brought to you in partnership with the awesome people at Apex Gaming PCs. I've teamed up with Apex Gaming PCs to create a custom line of PCs suitable for everyone from beginner farmers to virtual farming experts. And the highest spec machines are also perfect for streaming and content creation. Apex Gaming PCs have dropped the prices on almost all their products by 30%, so there's never been a better time to go check them out. So on our way past, we are just going to refuel quickly. Let's see. Yeah, like so. We've got a good 1,500 liters in our fuel tank, and that will easily be enough to refill our tractor. And so with 460 liters in, we are raring to go, and we want to try and knock out these headlands first. And there's the empty pallet from last year. Right, so let's unfold this harvester. Let's get this gate open, because I think we might be able to load this up onto the harvester. Is it too heavy? Oh, it's too heavy. Don't know if there's a way I can back this onto here. We might have to go and grab... In fact, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to park this in the gateway, go and grab the telehandler, and we'll see if we can put the remaining box from last year onto this. I think that would be a really great way to use that up. I just need to get these forks into there and get that picked up. We sort of dumped this here last year because we didn't think we were going to be able to use it. Yeah, there we are. It's not on there very straight, but it is on there. And we can reposition that a little bit better later on. But that might still reposition better now that we're there. Underneath, in, and yeah, there we go. So yeah, this is a box that was left over. We didn't use all 4 boxes on the harvester last year. So it should just be a case of, I don't know if we can actually slot it on here, or whether it's something that would need to be done. No. Okay, so we need to just drop that off there, back this off, and with any luck, that should now be in a position where we can pick it up with this bit of kit. So let's back this up. Will it load that on? Oh, load boxes. There we go. Why? Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Oh, absolutely fantastic. Right, so lift this whole thing up. We'll drive into the field, and we're going to start by trying to clear off some of these headlands, I think, and make some space for us to drop boxes. We actually have space at the edge here to drop boxes, so that's quite useful. But I think early on we want to try and get ourselves some space cleared at the end of the field here and go from there. So I'm going to start kind of in the middle of everything on this row here. Turn it on, drop it down, and whoa, go forwards, and there we are, picking up carrots and getting right in there. Fantastic. Oh, it actually looks like it's taking 2 rows at once, but we are going to line it up eventually with GPS so that we get it taking the right amount. Our first box is full, and wow, that actually has not taken too much to do it. So we want to unload the boxes, or unload boxes. So that is Z. Yeah, there we go. Lower down, and then buy new boxes. Yes, put a brand new box in, lift it up, and away we go again. And yeah, that is going to work really, really well for us. The yield of here so far is pretty great. We are getting between sort of 100 and 125% yield. That is fantastic. This is our 4th box as well. I'm going across rows a bit here because I don't really have much choice. The way this field got planted, this should have been diagonal down here, but because of the way it works and the way the textures work in FarmSim, it's only north, south, and east, west that they actually show up. So yeah, I am doing this across the rows a bit, but once we get into the main field, it will actually be a lot smoother than this. and we'll actually be able to go up rows using the GPS. So that will be absolutely fantastic. So I'm concentrating on these bits first and trying to get them done. As I said, though, the actual yield at the moment, we have 100% yield. In fact, no, right here, we have 125% yield, which is absolutely brilliant. So I'm very, very happy about that. And as we get closer to the edge of the field, we are going to find that it's going to become gradually more difficult to actually get this done. But you see there, we've got another full box, and it just works so well, this piece of kit. I'm really loving it. It's a brilliant bit. And once we run out of space along here, I'm hoping that by then we'll have more space on the field. But at the moment, this is just working really well. Unload that box, pull forward a bit, lift up. We'll get another box, and away we go again. Just got midday. We are up to our 5th box, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 6th box. So we're looking pretty good here at the moment. This will be our 7th, and I think we want to start looking at possibly selling off a few of these carrots, just so that we can get a bit more money to buy some more boxes and things. Although I am very aware that doing that is going to eat into the time we have to harvest this field. But it's good at the moment. This is a decent amount of carrots we've got here straight away. We want to get all of the headlands cleared out today at the very least, because once we get into the field, dropping off the pallets is going to be a lot easier. We'll be able to drop them in the rows as we work our way out. So I'm going to start carving this out now and carving this headland out here, so that we're able to then get into the main body of the field in a little bit. We're full again. There are so many carrots in this field. Look at that deep green line. That is absolutely fantastic. We're going to make a lot of money off these carrots this year, and I couldn't be happier about it. I found a really neat way of getting the boxes to stack right next to each other. So you line things up here and get everything so that they're right next to each other. So there should do it. Just back it up carefully. Make sure they're not touching like that. So I'll move out a little bit further. There we go. That's the perfect place. Drop it down. Unload the box. Pull forwards. Load on the next box. Then reverse the tractor up to push the box in. And then away you go with the next one. Absolutely perfect. Ideally, I think I'd like to get into a position today where we've got the headlands opened up and we've started on the main body of this field. We really are doing very, very well. We have a lot of carrots off here at the moment, and I'm amazed. It's really, really good. What we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 boxes off here so far. Really, really good showing, and so many carrots. This is going to be a bumper crop, and I'm really interested to see exactly how much money that we will make off here this year. A huge crop of carrots will probably be worth quite a bit to us. In fact, how much is what we've harvested already? We've got 25,671 litres already. That is worth, at best price, 8,000. So we've made £8,000 just off this headland. That actually is really good. I'm very pleased with that. That's not a huge amount that we've done so far to get actually a really good amount of money. That's the headlands just about done. What I'm just going to do is there's a load around here that we can actually clear up. So we'll do that. That should give us another full box, I think, which will be great. Yeah, all these boxes we're going to have to load up, and I'm hoping the trailer isn't going to give us as much trouble as it did last year. Alternatively, we might be able to load all of this up into an actual trailer, although I don't quite know how that will work out for us. What I want to do though is go and get the headland done at the other side, so we're going to line ourselves up here, and now I might try and set up the GPS possibly. So let's line up here. We will turn on GPS. We will set our first waypoint. And this is going to be interesting because it's going to want to set up our line really weirdly. Right. Set our second point. And before we check any further, we just need to unload this box. So before we go back in, let's turn on the lines and just see what it's giving us. So it's giving us that width. If we then auto width it, you can see it's giving us it with a massive offset. So I'm actually going to set the offset to 0. So we reset that to 0. And then that should mean... Oh, we want to reduce the width on it as well, I think. So we've currently got 5.5 foot. Let's take that down to 2 foot, which is a single row. We will move it across ever so slightly so that it's sitting on that row, and we'll set that, and that should now give us pretty much perfect positioning for taking a single row of carrots. And yet, look at that. That is absolutely perfect. So as we get into the main field, that will become so much easier. And getting down to the far end of the field, it looks like we're going to get roughly a box per row on here. That is quite a lot of boxes. Now I've got to work out where to drop this box off. We'll drop this box off in the hedgerow over here, just out the way, and that way it'll be fine. We're gonna have to go round this field and pick up all these boxes later. Drop that one off and grab a new one. Yes, perfect. Right, now we can start work on this headland. Things are going fairly well at this end of the field. We do have a little bit of an oddity at the top here. You can see there's a whole section at this end of the field that hasn't actually been harvested. And that is because it thinks we don't own the land for those rows. So it's a little bit of a problem there for that. In general, though, things are going fairly well. We are up to, I think we're on our third. Yeah, we're on our third box on this headland, so that's good. It is coming up to 20 to 5. So as expected, this is going to be a couple of days for this. But it's doing well. We're not quite got as good a yield up this end of the field as we had down the bottom end. You can see here that we're dipping to sort of about 70-80% yield up here, so it's not great. However, it's not bad. We've had far worse on these fields. Right, we need to drop off another box here, and I'm going to drop this right against this fence here where we've already harvested. Because that makes things easy for us. So drop that there, move forwards, grab the next box, and then we can continue on. But yeah, we're gonna have boxes all around this field. These headlands are gonna be absolutely full of them, and it's just gonna work out, I think, really well overall. We will have to see where this leaves us once this harvest is complete. We may have to slow the timer down though for tomorrow, for the next day, because we are looking at a fairly big harvest still to go, and a lot of boxes going to be dropped down this field. If every single row on this field is a box, that is going to be one hell of a lot of boxes that we're going to have off this field. Just the most incredible amount. Despite having got quite a bit done today, I have a feeling that this video might end up being slightly shorter. Simply because we've done a lot of the same stuff the whole way through it. The number of carrot boxes is large. We are managing to get through the headlands. It has just gone 5:30, and it is getting darker because, of course, it is that time of year. But I think that we're going to be able to get through all of this. It's going to be quite interesting when we cut into the field next time and just see if we can make a good inroad into it and make a good amount of distance, because, well, we're going to have to open up rows and then drop boxes off in rows, and I think we should be all right for that. We need to take that into account when we're actually doing the rows, though, and I think that is going to be an important thing to do, and make sure that we can actually drop the boxes, because if, as I said, we're going to be dropping a box every row, we're going to want to make sure that those rows are clear enough for us to drop boxes. Otherwise, we're going to end up with a lot of boxes in our way very, very quickly. There is one thing I know for certain, and that is the number of carrots we had last year. That is going to pale in comparison to the number of carrots we're going to get off this field this year. Already we've got boxes and boxes and boxes of carrots all over this field, and yeah, it's just gonna get more and more and more. In fact, what we're up to 4 boxes here. I think there might be, in fact, yeah, I can see 4 boxes down the side over there. We're at 92% here, so I'm gonna see if we can grab some off this headland here. There's only 2 boxes here, but I'm fairly sure there's another couple of boxes down the side there. And oh yeah, this is what I thought was going to happen. Oh, we do have some access to this here. Yeah, in fact, this will probably give me the full box that I'm after, but it is struggling a little bit with this. And yeah, no box to fill available, so we can drop another box off at this end of the field. And that is just so many boxes. Turn that off, drop, lower that down, drop off our box. That is just absolutely fantastic. Just look at the amount of carrots we have off here. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off and go down the middle of the field here. We will use our GPS and we'll use this to head home so that we are making sure we get a good load more. Yeah, we start off with 8%, so we have it set up on here that when it gets a box, what it does is actually puts the excess from the previous box in. So we should be pretty much all right. That is taking a couple of rows at the moment, but that's not a big problem. If we're using GPS, that should open things up nicely. And I'm kind of hoping we're going to make it all the way to the other side of the field. But we're halfway through and 70% full already. Yeah, this is going to be a really, really big field. And I had to empty the box because we made it this far through the field and then got a full box. And that is exceptional. That is amazing to get that far through the field and need to unload. So we got our work cut out for us. Next time, we have a huge amount of carrots to get. And in fact, that bottom bit of that, we might even get as close as 2 full boxes off this field at any given row. That's immense. So before we go quickly, how many carrots have we harvested today? 47,444 litres. Nearly 15,000 pounds worth of carrots off the headlands. And looking at our yield map, I think that's going to be pretty good as well. Yeah, look at that. The dark green of 125% going to be going across that field in the same way as the loam does. So this section of the field here is going to be amazing. The actual yield at the top end drops as low as 90%. So yeah, it's a really good yield across the whole field. This is going to be a massive carrot harvest. Hopefully it's going to be worth a whole lot of money to us. We will continue it next time and get all of these carrots knocked out. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.